welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and puzzle by Matt today. Now, which Matt, you're wondering? Well, not a Matt you've seen before. This Matt just has a pseudonym of Matt and has not featured. I'm very confident. We've had people like Matt Tressel and we've had various Matthiases and Matthews. But this time it's just Matt. And we'll have a look at the puzzle. It has a very simple rule set in a moment. And it has reminded me of streaming because there was a comment, I think it was from Marusha Doc on the stream that Mark doesn't like colour, which I didn't understand. And I'd forgotten the trope that I remove colour from grids and Simon adds them. As I look at this puzzle and the rule set, I imagine I will be liking colour today, but we will see. I might be off pace and off beam, and that might not be how to solve this one, but I recommend having colour available. Anyway, that is a reference to our streaming, which has been happening, I think, the last 4 Monday evenings we've been streaming. So hooray if you joined us for any of those, to be live in the chat with us. That is about the only way you can interact with us live, because we're sold out for Stratford apparently. That's great news. We'll see some of you on, I think is it the 1st or 2nd of November? It's very early next month. My goodness, that's in about 2 weeks from now. 2.5 weeks. Good Lord. Okay, didn't realise that was coming up that soon, but we'll see some of you then. Anyone who has got a ticket, they're gold dust. But well done if you got one. Now, what else is going on? So much going on. I have so much to tell you. Goodness me, yeah, there's a lot going on. So we've also got all of our apps. Let's start there. They are available. They feature Line Sudoku and Arrow Sudoku, but also Fog of War and the Worms, which now have added Phistomefel and Michael Lefkowitz to the stable of worm wranglers. And those are brilliant puzzles. We've got new content coming out soon on the apps, not Worms, an actual app. We'll tell you more about that in the next few days. We've got on Patreon, we've got loads of stuff, as well as the Extra Byte by Skunkworks, and you can still enter that and win the competition and get to collaboratively solve with Simon. That would be a good way of interacting with us. So that's certainly possible. And sorry, I hadn't turned off my alerts there. Now, what else? We've got that on Patreon. We've also got, I've started to publish my my solve of Spider by Sabre. Now, you can already have watched Simon solving this incredibly difficult and challenging and entertaining listener cryptic crossword. And of course also on, but I've started to post my solve. I haven't done my monthly club special yet. That'll be coming at some point. Goodness me, it's been a very crosswordy month. And there is more content on Patreon, like other crosswords and like connections videos. But of course, the crosswords include the post that we put up 2 days ago of the, no, we put it up yesterday, didn't we? Of the Times Crossword Championship final puzzle and my thoughts on how I was solving that during the actual event. I have to say, I was really, really touched by how many people congratulated me, said they were rooting for me. You know, when I heard it was going to be live streamed, I imagined almost nobody would watch, and anybody who did would obviously, as I would in any other circumstance, be rooting for people who hadn't won it often before, or underdogs, or so on. But quite a few people said they were hoping I would win, and that's very touching. That really is. I was charmed by that. Thank you very much. Anyway, that video was on the main channel, as is a Friday crossword masterclass video every Friday. So we really are keen that you learn how to solve cryptic crosswords as well. I mean, so much going on around the channel. I haven't mentioned SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD. It's on the links under the video, and there are various other links there, but you can check them out for yourself. The first link today is to this puzzle. It's called Cleaver by Matt. I don't know why. Maybe he's put the A into clever there. And the rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. Digits along an arrow sum to the number in the attached circle. This arrow could have repeats. Any sequence of 3 digits along a peach line must have a low digit, a medium digit, and a high digit. And lows are defined as 1, 2, 3, mediums as 4, 5, 6, and highs as 7, 8, 9. This is called the entropic line rule, and you can visualize your keypad and split it horizontally into the 3 types of digit. This is theoretically easier to work with than modular lines, but for some reason my brain goes much more quickly to the modular line of thought. Anyway, I will try and keep it on track today as we tackle Cleaver by Matt. Do give it a try on that first link under the video. You can judge how hard it is from the video length, perhaps, although that might involve me getting a long way through it, having to completely restart, and therefore might be twice as long as is needed by me. I'm going to do my attempt now. Let's get cracking. So we've just got 5 arrows and 5 peach lines. Okay, the thing I'm going to tell you then about entropic lines is that there are 3 classes of digit, as is very clear. And because any sequence of 3 digits includes one of each class, let's call that class 1 and that class 2 and that class 3. This digit must complete this set, so it would have to be 1 again. This digit must complete, this set, so it has to be 2 again. And what you get is this alternation along the line. Every 3 cells you get the same class of digit. So I've got to, I think, pick one of these lines, alternate along it. Well, okay, I mean, I may pick the wrong one, but then we'll fix it. So I'm going to start with this line. And every 3 cells is class 1. Oh, look, that's really interesting. All of these 3 are the same class because you go from there. Let's make it red. Let's say that was blue, that's yellow. This is red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow, red. And that's a very interesting groupage. Let's actually put in the blues and yellows rather than just talking about it. Now, here's why that's very interesting and in an interesting position. I now know that red is not low, because that would be the digits 1, 2, 3 in those positions. And what could you put on this arrow? Minimum 4, 5, 6 equals 15. In fact, on this arrow, here's something I know about 3-cell arrows where the 3 cells have to be different, but we're still adding up to a Sudoku digit in the circle. And that is that you have to have 2 of the low set, 1, 2, 3. Why do you have to have 2 of 1, 2, and 3? Oh, by the way, what I'm hoping to do, let's get rid of red, blue, and yellow and do purple, green, and grey. Because what I want to do is turn these red or orange for high, yellow for middly, and blue for low. Anyway, what I was going to say is these 3 digits have to include 2 low digits. If you try and work out how to make up the sums of 6, 7, 8, or 9, which could go here, you will find out that you always need 2 of those low sets. The way to prove that is if you didn't have 2 lows, the lowest you could go is 1 and 2 mediums, 4 and 5, and they add up to 10, and you can't put that in the circle. So this group will include at least 2 blue digits, 2 low digits. I may have to dance very cleverly with my colours, actually, because I may have to colour some other line in... No, okay, here we go. These 2 cells are not purple. I don't know whether purple's medium or high. I know it's not low. But these 2 cells are not purple because all 3 purples have gone in row 4. That's how I'm going to be trying to colour the grid, by saying in each box, row and column, there are 3 of each colour. So those 2 can't be purple, so they're 1 of green and 1 of grey. And then this must be purple to make this threesome work, and this must be purple. And every 3 cells on this line is purple, and that gets us 1 more digit there. Now, this is where I'm going to sort of dance around the colours, and maybe I am going to bring red, and let's do red and light blue down this one, because I don't know how these relate to green and grey, or how they relate to, oh, it's very interesting, or how they relate, well, I don't know how they relate to green and grey. I know that purple is consistent in this puzzle. Now, that's 3 light blues in the same column, isn't it? That's quite interesting. Right, there's a third purple in this box. It can't be here because the 3 purples have been used. It's got to be here. And then this is light blue. Now, I still don't know whether light blue is green or grey, but it exists. Oh, I know a lot now. Because to make up this row, we're going to need 1 light blue and 2 reds. And now I know that red, based on what I was saying about 3-cell sums, red must be dark blue. So I'm going to turn red into dark blue. And light blue must be yellow. This can't be 1 plus 2 plus 7. That would be 10 as well. So light blue is middly and is yellow. And therefore purple is high. And I'm going to turn it, shall I make it red or orange? Let's make it red and stick to primary colours. Okay, so now I don't know whether green and grey, they are blue and yellow in some order, but I don't know which is which. I obviously know that this has 2 blues plus a yellow. Its absolute minimum sum is 1, 2, 4 is 7, so this is red. And that's the 3rd red in the row. And we've got 3 blues in column 1. Right. I've basically only used 1 arrow in this puzzle, and I've got some disambiguation done. And in fact, I've got this whole line coloured in red, yellow and blue. That's good. Now, should I mark up this line? Okay, I'm going to use 3 completely new colours here. I can use orange now, dingy green, and I can use light blue again. So let's do that. Dingy green, orange, and oh, have I got this wrong? No, I've got it right. And there's another threesome, right? So we know that orange isn't yellow because that would be 4 in the row. We actually also know that light blue isn't dark blue because that would be 4 in the row. Ah, we know that light blue not only isn't dark blue, but also isn't red, because that would be 4 in the box. So light blue must be yellow in this case. Good. Oh, that doesn't resolve orange and dingy green. Okay, not to worry though. At least we got one of the colours on this thing. I've got these unknown colours to go as well. Okay, let's think about reds in this row. We can only put 1 red in those 2 cells. They obviously have to be different, but we need a 3rd red in the row. That's here. That's on an arrow. Red is 7, 8 or 9. So that must be blue and that must be red. And in fact, that's 8 or 9. This is 7 or 8. And the blue making up the difference is 1 or 2 there. So we've even narrowed down from the possible numbers, which I don't think I've seen anywhere else. I mean, I suppose that was the only arrow we'd looked at before. Now we've looked at a second one. These are, one of them is red. So this digit is not red. And this digit is not red. I don't know how to mark that. Ah, I do know something else. That is, oh, do I? No. Yeah, well, hang on, yes. I'm going to say that this green colour, this bright green, is not blue or red. Excellent. I'm sure this is right, but let me just check. It's not red, clearly, because it appears in box 5 with the 3 reds. I think that this can't be blue, because that would be all 3 blues. Oh, I was going to say one of these 2 must be blue. That's not necessarily true, though. because orange could be blue on this line. Oh, bother. Okay, that wasn't true. It was worth checking. These two colours, oh, we sort of know what they are. Oh, no, we don't. Well, yes, we do. They are not blue, because blue appears once there and once there and once there. They're all three blues gone. So these are red and yellow, and that must be blue along the line. And then these are red and yellow. Oh, I did promise myself earlier I wouldn't half mark cells. So let's get rid of the colour from there. But they are red and yellow and a blue there, red and yellow and a blue there. This is not red. I wanted to say it wasn't blue, but I haven't got that. Oh, these two are the same. If I was colouring this line, let's come up with new colours. I mean, I'm nearly out of colours, but let's use purple and light blue since they seem available. Now, that is two purples. The third purple in the column is somewhere here, because this, well, no, hang on. This has, yeah, I don't know what purple is. Purple is yellow or red, but this is all three on this southeast line. That's one of each, so that must include a purple, whatever purple is. So this digit is not purple and it's not red. Do I know what that means it is? I already knew it was dark blue or yellow from the arrow. I don't know what it is. I feel like I should. And I think this is the way to do the puzzle, but I might be being an umpty. Oh, look, this cell can't be red. This is lovely. If it can't be yellow because it sees three yellows in the column. If it was red, it's on this arrow. It would be like this arrow. It would be a 7 or an 8. And this would have to be dark blue. And it can't be because we've had the 3. So that's not red and it's not yellow. It is dark blue. Now, does the same apply here? Can this not be red? Yes, perfect. It's a different way of reaching the same conclusion. But if this was red, this would be dark blue. That's fine this time, but this would also be red, and that would be the fourth red in the box. So that's not red, that's blue, and this is red. And now this little line needs a yellow and a blue on it. Oh, wow, whichever one it gets here, it's, I don't know, I was thinking it was going to be dingy green. Whichever one it gets here is not orange. Oh, I don't know, I thought I'd know how to do that, and I don't. I'm struggling a bit here. How about this thing? We can't have dark blue here, so this is at least yellow. That is yellow or red, but then this is yellow or red as well, and I don't know. Up here, this can't be red because it would create a fourth red, but it could be blue. Then this would be yellow because we can't have another blue here. Oh, goodness. Okay. Grey and green. I haven't got anywhere with them. They're blue and yellow in some order. So these two, pink and light blue, are red and yellow in some order. I think both of those would work in this position. Red would definitely... No, red would not work. There we go. One of these is red. These yellow, orange and dingy green, one of those is red. So we've had two reds in this column and we can't have two more. So this pinky purple colour is not red, it's yellow therefore, because it can't be dark blue. So this colour is red. Okay, good. Now we've had all three yellows in this column. These are a red and a blue. Dingy green and orange, I mean, I've known that forever. I just haven't really internalized it. Dingy green and orange are red and blue. And here, I don't know, yellow and not sure. Okay, this can't be... Oh, I was thinking for a brilliant reason to do with this arrow, this couldn't be red, but it obviously can't be red because red has been used 3 times in the box. This can't be red. It's blue or yellow. I still don't know what green and grey are. I've got nowhere with them. But there's a double here, so they're not red. Or I knew they weren't red. Oh, goodness. It's hard to know how to look at this. 3 yellows have gone there. Oh, so this has to be dark blue, because we've only got dark blue and yellow on this arrow. And in this column now, we know that one of these is dark blue and we know that one is red. This cell is the 3rd red. Goodness me, okay, good. If this is red, it'll be the last red in the row. Don't know how that works. This can't be blue. I mean, maybe I'm meant to move to the numbers now and start thinking about them, but I'm terrified of doing that because I just don't think I can get very far with that. I haven't really got any traction on anything to do with the numbers yet. Oh, this isn't red. The 3rd red in this box is in one of these cells. Is that any use to me? Oh, we've had the 3 reds in the central row. Yeah, hang on. Something's happening here. None of these digits can be red. And only one of these... No, in fact, that'll... Won't that do it? We need 3 reds in the box, and none of these can be red. So both of these 2 have to be red to make the count work, and therefore dingy green becomes red. Excellent. That actually wasn't what I was expecting down here. For some reason I thought oranges would be red, maybe just because of their colour, but they've become blue on this line. And that's all done. It's still just green and grey that we can't do. They are yellow and blue in some order, but we might be approaching that now. These 2 are a blue and a yellow in this row. In this row, we've had all 3 blues. This digit is at least yellow, and therefore this digit is at least yellow. And the only way these, I was going to say the only way these could both be yellow, i.e. this not be blue, is if they were a 4-5 pair adding to 9. That's not quite true, because they could be a 4-4 pair adding to 8. But also, I cannot rule out this being blue. Oh, sorry, there's probably something very obvious now. We've had the 3 reds in this box. Oh, the 3rd red in this column is not in box 5. It's down here in one of these 2 cells. So that is blue or yellow over here. Is that any use? No. These are 1 yellow and 1 blue, so these are 1 yellow and 1 blue. Okay, that's good, because then we can do a count in the row. We've had 1 yellow and 1 blue here, although they're disguised as grey and green, so that's 2 of each. And then this is yellow, so that one is blue. I could have done that in this box. Never mind. I mean, I'm just doing it as I can. Not going to apologise for being slow about seeing things. Well, I will, but not yet. Oh, these are really annoying, these greens and greys. Why can't I tell what colours they are meant to be? Oh, now I'm troubled. I've done something wrong here. I can't get a 3rd red into this box. I've done something wrong. Oh, well, I did say at the beginning that the video length might be down to me messing everything up. Wow. I mean, the question is, how long ago did I go wrong? This grey can't be red because we've already had red on its line. So there's nowhere for a third red in this box. Okay, I'm sorry, I've done something wrong. Maybe it was this step with the dingy greens, wasn't it? That was red, I said. Well, no, let's take it back to when I started diagnosing the line in box 3 here. I said that these couldn't have blue on, and I put blue there. How did I determine that? Because there was one blue here and one blue here and one blue here. Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, so that blue's right. Then I decided that yellow, orange and green included a red, so these couldn't both be red, and this one can't be blue. That's fine. So those are yellow. Now we've had the 3 yellows in the row, so this one's blue. I think that's... Oh no, I've made those red. That's fair enough. I haven't messed up yet. That's blue. That's got to be right because there's 3 yellows looking at it. This one is red. Okay, then I decided that these 2 were both red because I can't put red there and there or there and there, and I've got to have 2 of them. I can't put it in a yellow cell either. So surely those are both red. Oh, do you know what I've done? I've miscoloured this line. Look, that is only 2 away. Oh, Mark. I think I even said you have to be careful colouring the lines. I have to go all the way back to where I coloured that line and then recover everything. Right. This went dingy green, orange. So that was dingy green, that was dingy green. That was orange, that was orange, that was orange. It's still not right. That is totally wrong. This is dingy green, that's orange. It serves me right for using this silly colour. That's what it should be. Green, orange, blue, green, orange, blue, green, orange, blue, green. And I think I got this the wrong way round before. Now, so we go back to this line, which can't have dark blue on it in those 2 cells. So these 2 are dark blue. These 2 are the same, and they can't be red because that's red and one of these is red. And they also can't be dark blue because neither of those has dark blue in, so they're yellow. That's okay. And one of these is yellow, so that's dark blue. Now we know yellow and dark blue. Up here we obviously know what red is. Okay, that's okay. Now it's still true that none of these can be red, and we need 2 more reds. And I don't know which of these is red, but I know that's red, and one of these 2 is red. This is one of each, so I can complete a second red there. That's okay. Okay, I'm sorry about the error, obviously. Now, light blue can't be red because of this box, and it can't be dark blue because of this row, so it's definitely yellow. That's 3 yellows in this column, so this dingy is now blue, which is totally not what I was expecting. Hang on. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And then orange becomes red. Hang on, what was the reason I'm saying dingy is blue? It's really bad reasoning. I'm using the wrong reasoning, but I think it's the right answer. But anyway, in this column, I've had 3 yellows, 2 blues, and 2 reds. So these are one of each. And that was obvious from the fact this is yellow. That is not a reason to colour them. Let's put them back into dingy. Now, let's use this fact that that's not red. Let's use that. Because now one of these 2 is red, and that's the 3rd red in the column. And this is not red, and it's also not yellow because we've done yellow on its line. So it is blue. That is the right reason this is blue. Orange becomes red. And I could have done that from working out those 2 like I did earlier. Okay, anyway, we're back on track. Back on track. It's a relief. Now, In this row, that was red, this is blue, that is red. I can even do those numbers that I did before, because there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I worked out this one as well, that this couldn't be red because it would require that to be a fourth red. That's blue. The same was true down here. For a different reason, if that was red, this would have to be dark blue. So that's dark blue, this is red. Okay, that's all solid. This now can't be red because we've had it on the line, and it can't be blue because its row already has 3. So that's yellow, this is blue. This is now not blue. And not blue in the row, not red in the column. That is yellow. This can't be red because we've had 3 reds, so that's yellow. Oh no, that's a disaster. I've got it wrong again. Have I still miscoloured this wretched line? Or have I miscoloured another one? Yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue. I need to make this blue for this arrow. And I can't because of this row. Oh, it's so annoying. What am I doing wrong in this puzzle? Have I coloured another line wrong? It's very easily done. Yeah, look at that. I have. I'm an absolute grade A doofus. Oh, idiot. Right, let's hope that knowing the principles enables us. I literally said at the beginning, if I have to go all the way back to the start, then so be it. And there we are. I'm virtually back at the start now. Yeah, those can't be purple. So let's recolour these, what they actually can be. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, not there. 1, 2, 3, there. So I got bits of it right and bits of it wrong, like an absolute. I don't have the words for how poor I've been here. Right, that sees 3 light blues and 3 purples. 3 light blues in the box, 3 purples. So that's orange, this is purple. Okay, that's fine. Now we know this is 2 dark blues and a yellow, and that dark blue must therefore be light blue, and the orange must therefore be yellow, and the purple must therefore be red and high. That's all fine. Now I can still do that these include 2 dark blues, so 3 dark blues. This is 1 of each that aren't dark blue, red and yellow, and that's red, and I can still do that arrow in those colours. This pair, no blue, so that's blue and that's blue. Right. Now, this column, this can't be red because that would be red, so it's blue. This can't be red because that would be blue, so this is blue, that's red. Now, let's do this line in, I mean, dingy's a bad omen, but let's do it. I can't remember which order I gave before, but let's try and do it correctly. Orange there, light blue there. 3 apart. Okay, that looks right. I'm sorry, I'm so dumb. Now, those are 2 blues and a yellow equals red. 1 plus 2 plus 4 minimally equals 7. These 2 are the same because they're 3 apart, and they can't be red because we've had a red there and there is a red here, disguised. So they're not red and they're not blue because that would put, well, they're on the same line as a blue, so they're yellow. This now sees a 3rd yellow down there, so that's blue. Now, these have become red on the line, and the 3rd red in this box is here. Oh, but I haven't done any of these colours yet. These dingy can't be yellow because of that. Oh, this is red to complete this column because these are 1 of each. That's fair enough. Now, Where was the good bit to go next? Was it not about having a red here? No, because I haven't done any of these, have I? Those three, okay, dingy can't be yellow. What else couldn't be yellow, say? This is why I don't colour, isn't it? Because I'm terrible at colouring. It goes wrong. Those two red. This can't be red. We've had all the reds in the box. We've had blue, yellow, red there. Then two of one and one of the other here. Ah, this dingy, right, it can't be green in this box. Sorry, it can't be red in this box, dingy green, because that would be 4. Just counting the cells. And it can't be yellow in the row. So dingy green is dark blue. Now, orange and light blue are red and yellow in some order. Ah, this cell is looking at 3 dark blues and a red, so that's yellow. And now orange can't be yellow because that would be 4 yellows in the row. So orange must be red, light blue must be yellow. Now this is proper. This is doing it properly. Now the third red is up there. That's not so valuable, but these can't be red. So the third red in this box is here. These two are 1 yellow and 1 blue. This line needs completing with a blue. So, no, I was wrong. They're both blue in this row. Things have changed. That's yellow because grey and green are one of each. It's still grey and green, I don't know. That's so strange. I do know now. Those two are in column 6 along with 2 blues. So they can't be blue. They must be yellow. And these greys are blue. And there we go. We're in red, yellow and blue. And we're right this time. If you go wrong, you go right next time. Now, blue on this arrow, not helpful. Just doesn't, oh, mind you. This can't be blue because we've had 3, so it's at least yellow. But this can't be red because we've had 3 reds. What are we going to add to blue to get something that can't be what are we going to add to blue that's not blue to get something that can't be red? Both of those are yellow. And this is 1 or 2 again. Actually, I've lost the colouring because I had to redo this puzzle so many times. That is 4 or 5. That's 5 or 6. Here we go. Now, we're actually getting some numbers done. This is the 9th in its row, so that's red. Now we know that this can't be red because that would be red and the 4th in the column, so that's yellow. It's the 3rd yellow in the row, which feels like it ought to be helpful, but only the 1st in the column. These are both yellow. That can't be red because that would be a 4th red in the box. It also can't be yellow because of the column, so it's blue. Now, this can't be blue because we've got the 3 blues. It could have been otherwise, 1 plus 2 equals 3. But now it must be yellow because you can't add 2 blues and get to red. 2 and 3 is the highest, which is 5. So actually that is 4 or 5. I mean, it's worth noting these little arrow peccadillos when we can. Now, this cell sees 3 blues in the column, 3 yellows in the box. That is red. Now yellow plus blue equals red down here. Well, 3 plus 6 equals 9. Can this not be 1? No, it could be. 1 plus 6 equals 7. Okay, let's complete the count in this column with yellow. In this box with red. This sees 3 reds in the row, 3 blues in the box. That's yellow. This is red to complete the count. This is not blue because there's 3 blues in the column, but on that arrow then it has to be yellow. Now, This sees 3 reds in the box, 3 blues in the column. That's yellow, that's blue. This we can count up and get yellow. Got a yellow and a red to go here. This can't be yellow in the row, so that's yellow, that's red. We've got 3 reds and 3 yellows in this row. The rest is blue. This sees 3 blues in the box, 3 reds in the column. This sees 3 blues. Oh, well, we need 2 reds to complete the box. We need blue to complete the row, the box, and the column. And up here, this sees 3 blues in the row, 3 reds in the column. Is that right? I think it's right. It's yellow. This is red to complete the row. This is blue to complete the column. And this is yellow to complete the box, row, and column. Right. One of these two is a 3. This can't be a 1-2 pair. So that digit in the box is 1 or 2. I would love it if this now reduced to a kind of, what did they used to call it? I can't remember. There was a trio Sudoku used to appear years ago in the World Championship competitions and was the easiest to do. It was separated the digits into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you could just do them. Anyway, that digit appears here. That's the sort of thing you can do. That sees both those cells, but it must be in this trio. Now, I don't know that this is going to work, but I hope it does. That can't be a 3 in the row, so that's 1 or 2. Now, maybe I've got more information from the arrows to use. I think this could be as low as 7, 1 plus 2 plus 4. This could be as high as 6. 3 could appear on here. Yeah, I don't think that arrow's actually... I think maybe it's been as helpful as it's going to be. But the trouble is, I don't have much more arrow information. Oh, bother. Right, what about this? 1, 2, or 3 plus 4, 5, or 6 equals 7, 8, or 9 here. Oh, come on. Help me out, you puzzle. The colouring wasn't the whole puzzle here, was it? Oh, goodness. I mean, you can look at these. This digit is not there, so it's in one of those two. So it's not there, it's in one of those two and one of these two. How is it going to help? Oh, I'm going to have to colour these individual digits against each other, I think. I don't know. Am I missing the obvious information here? What am I missing here? One of these is a 3. One of these is a 3. One of these is a 3. So one of these is a 3. That's a sort of X-wing thing. Those will use the 3s up in columns 4 and 5. But I could have done that just by seeing that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that digit has to be here because it's not in those two in the box. That's a 4-5 pair. Here's my first digit. After 37 minutes, I get a 6 in the corner. That's 4 or 5 as well. Now, that digit is there and in one of these yellows. Oh, down on this arrow. This is at least 7. So I don't think this can be a 1 anymore. Is that right? Yes, it is. 2 or 3 there. And this can't be a 9 somehow. We can only get up to a maximum of 8, having ruled 6 out of that cell because of this one. Okay, that's fair enough. One of these two is 9. That digit appears here in box 6. And that's a 7-8 pair, and I could put a 9 in this cell in the column. Oh, this is so strange. I think this is how it works, though. This is how we do it. Now one of those two is 9 and that one isn't. And not much else. If this was a 3, this digit would be a 3. In fact, whatever digit that is in that cell. So that is 2 or 3 as well, because it can't be one of these two in the box. That's quite interesting. Now, the only way for that to be a 4 is if this is a 1. Then that's a 2. That's a 3. And if that's a 4, this is 5 and 8. This would be 6. Oh my goodness, so there are ramifications all around that. Okay, the alternative here, actually, maybe this is a pair, isn't it? So if that's this, there is a 3 in this pair. If it's a 2-3 pair, that's a 5 and that's a 1. If this is a 1-3 pair, that's a 4 and that's a 2. These two always add up to 6. Strange. Now, if that's a 5-1 pair, this has to be 4, and then this has to be 3. Right, if that was a 5-1 pair, this is a 2-3 pair, but the 5-1 has meant this is a 4 and this is a 3. And so the 3 is there, the 1 is there. This is a 2, and that's a 2. These are, in fact, the same digit. Do you know what? I think I am going to have to do some colouring or something. But I need a little bit more information before I do that. We've got the 6-4-5 in the top row. That is, I don't know. This is obviously a 7-8 pair. That's very easy to see. One of these is a 9. I just don't think that helps. They're not on an arrow. They're not interesting. I'm afraid I do discriminate in this puzzle between digits which are interesting because they're on arrows or circles and digits that are less interesting because they're not. Geometry might teach me I'm wrong, but we'll see. Oh, that digit. Right. This digit, I'm going to give it a purple flash. It is the same as this digit in box 4. It is also the same as this digit in row 1. That's the easier way to see that. And therefore it's not this one. It's also not these two. Is this going to help? Probably isn't, is it? It's in one of those two. Wow, I don't know. Oh, but. Maybe it's worth thinking about, what if this had to be a 2? Is that worth considering? Does it affect this digit? I can't see how it does. One of these is the purple one. One of these is the purple one. I don't know what that's doing. Maybe it's not these blues and purples I should be colouring. Maybe it's the 4s and 5s. I just don't think they're helping a lot. And I don't know, am I missing a relationship here? I think I could be. If this was a 5, that's 2 or 3, and this digit has to be 1, and that's 1. And that's 1. Then 1 is going to be on the arrow. Is this arrow in play? I can't see how. Oh, 6. This doesn't help. 6 is in one of those cells. That's not doing anything. 6 is in one of these two cells as well. That's not doing anything either, I don't think. Oh, goodness me. 9's in one of those two. Again, these are just corollaries of stuff I've learned earlier. They're not actually changing anything. Oh, still scrambling around in the dark on this puzzle. I hope this is easy for some of you. It is not easy for me. Now, if that was a 9, okay, that digit is the same as this one. Okay, let's colour reds with a light blue and a green for the 7/8. That, you see, now somehow I want to find a spot where they see each other. Light blue is one of those two, so that is green because it's also 7 or 8. That's okay as a conclusion. Light blue is there looking at that cell, so one of those two is light blue and that's not, but it's also 7 or 8, so it must be green. Come on, this could actually yield something. Except I don't know which of these is light blue. One of these two is light blue as well. One of these two is green. One of these two is light blue. One of these two is light blue. And that trail ran very cold very quickly. Should I be colouring 4s and 5s? No. Is that right? I know these two are the same. Oh, okay. Okay, yes, maybe I should be. Let's colour them grey. That is clearly the same as that in this box. Now, grey is in one of those cells. Basically in column 5, that's grey. So this is the other version of 4 or 5, which, I don't know, let's call it dingy. Or is that not distinct enough from grey? I haven't got many other colours left. Orange. Grey versus orange in 4s and 5s. Now, that is orange because it's in the same column as grey. So that is grey, it's in the same box as orange. This, look at that. This sees grey and orange. So it's not 4 or 5, and it's 6. And the colouring is actually, the right colouring has finally yielded a little something. That's grey. This is grey in this box. One of these two is orange, one of these two is orange. I don't know if I can sort out. Oh yes, that's orange in this box. So that's 4, 5, and this is where 6 goes. And now 6 is in one of those two, as is grey, and this is orange. I'm going to run out of steam. No, those both can't be orange, so this is orange and is 4 or 5. Now that might be interesting here. No, maybe not yet. That is a 6 because it sees both the others. That's a 6. I mean, this saw both orange and grey. One of these two is a 6. So we've got an X-wing on 6s there and an X-wing on 6s here. Okay, well that ran cold, but it got something done first. And we got onto this arrow, and that feels like a massive triumph. Now, maybe we can do something with this arrow and this arrow. Right, if both of these were 5s, it forces quite a lot of things. If both of those were 5s, that's a 4. Hang on. If both of these were 5s, maybe I should be colouring 1s and 2s even more. Can I do any more 1s and 2s colouring? I don't know. Okay, let's think about it though. If these were 5s, that's quite forcing. That makes this 3, 8, 1, 6. this would be 1. Now, if that's a 5, this is 4, and one of these is 1. So then this pink or purple would be a 2. Come on, do something, pinky purple. I'm not sure. I think it's hard for this grey to be a 5. That's the most forcing thing. This would be a 4, and that would be a 2. You'd have 2, 3, 1, 3. That would be, So if that's a 2, no, if grey is a 5, that's a 1, but this is a 2, so that's a 2, and this is a 3. So then 3 is there and here, here, and here, and here, and here, and there. Okay, that does seem like it could work. But 3 also has to be here, didn't we say? No. No, I think I've been doing the wrong thing. I was saying if grey was 5, this had to be a 3. That's not true. If grey's a 5, this has got license to only be a 2. So that's not the pushy state. Maybe the pushy state is this being a 4, because then that has to be 3 and this is 7. If that's a 4, this is a 5 and this is a 1. Then this pinky thing is a 1. And this digit is a 3. If grey is a 4, that may be the harder state to actually exist. Because that's a 5. I don't know. Is there somewhere else I can find where grey and orange are looking at the same cell? I don't think there is. Do you know? I don't think there is. Oh, orange is looking at those two, so that's orange. Oh, well, there you go. There was somewhere else. This is now looking at both orange and grey. So that's a 6 and that's a 6. I mean, it's just sitting there blindingly obvious and me not getting it. That's orange. This one's grey. I don't know if it's going to do anything. I really don't. That's grey. This is orange now down here. No, hang on. This could be 6. I haven't. Trying to work with no information. Very poor. That's grey. Okay, these are orange and 6 in a hideous X-wing, a deadly pattern that's only going to be resolved by this circle. So that is not the one that's going to inform me how to play. I mean, that's interesting. I think that's what this means. Oh, look, if green is 8, if green is 8, then this is a 1 and that's a 9 and this is 7. Then 7 would be in various positions. If green is 8, I don't think that's helpful. Oh no, but if green is 8, light blue is 7, and that would be here. So if green is 8 and that's a 1, this is a 7. I don't think that's powerful. Okay, so what about if this was a 2? Then green has to be 7. And then this has to be 8. And if that's 8, this is a 3-5 pair. If that's 8, this is a 5. That is 4 and 2. 2 would be the pink cell. It's very hard to work out which one of these fails. Something will fail here, I'm pretty sure. So if that's 8, this is 7, and that's also 7. So it's more interesting perhaps if this is 7, because when that's 8, we know what 3 and 5 are. So let's work on green being 7 and blue being, light blue being 8. And down here, that means this is 3 and 5. And that means this is 4. And that's 1, 3, and this is 2. So the pinky purple is 2. But I don't know where that goes in box 2. This is my problem now. Okay, that doesn't seem to be working. Maybe I should know more about this because that can't be 6. But I don't think I do, because this could still be a 7 with a 1, 2 pair there. Or an 8 with either 1, 3 or 1, 2 here. Or a 9 with any combination here apart from 1, 2. I do not see how that gets resolved. This digit is 1 or 2 because it can't be 3. But I can't colour it yet. This digit is the same as this one. Oh, that's quite interesting. Let's colour them dingy green, because that must be in one of these 2 cells and therefore must come here in box 8, because those 2 cells see that one while this one sees that one. I mean, that's quite interesting, because I'm not, okay, it's not the same as pink because that was up here. It is there, it is there. It can't be here. It's in one of those 2, it's in one of those 2. It's obviously in one of these 2. It could be 3, or it could be the other one from 1 and 2. Oh, selecting the right colouring in this puzzle is an absolute beast of a task. Beast of a task, I tell you. It's these little arrows and how they're interacting. Now, if that was 4, this is a 1, 3 pair. It's more interesting if it's 5. This is a 2, 3 pair and pink is 1. Because this is now a 4 and that has to be 3 and 7. So this is 3 and pink is 1 in this situation. Why won't it do anything for me? Nearly an hour gone now, and I'm just scrambling around on the edges of the consciousness of this puzzle. I haven't missed a rule. I'm just missing some very obvious thing about some of these arrows working together. Right, the yellow digits on arrows are here, 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 and here. Oh, and there. If it was a 5, then 1 would have to appear in one of these cells. They couldn't be 3, 2. So if orange was a 5, that would be 3, 2. That would be 3, 2. That would be one of them. This would have to be one of 3, 2. Is this a way to look at it? It doesn't feel like it at all. Again though, if orange was 5, grey would be 4 down here, and this would be a 7, 3 pair at the bottom. And that digit would be 7. This light blue digit would always be 7. and that would be 8. Right, this is the case that's going to fail somewhere. So if orange is 4, no, if orange is 5, then grey is 4, this is 3, and light blue is 7. That's all it can be. If light blue is 7, that's 8. And then we've got 1 and 9 here. This digit becomes 1 in that circumstance. But for orange to be 4, we know that 1 is not pink, because that's pink, and 1 has to be here. So 1 would be there, and here, in this circumstance, and here, and it's not pink. And in one of these cells and one of these cells, and definitely there, so we found it in the bottom row, definitely here, and in the central cell. 1 would be in all of those cells if orange is 4. I thought that was going to fail somewhere. Maybe it has failed somewhere. Yes, it's failed here. Oh, it's failed here, obviously. Right, if orange is 4, 1's in one of those cells. So it's not pink. Now, how did this work? How did this work? If orange is 4, because down here, that's a 3 and that's a 7, and 1's in one of these cells, and therefore it's in that cell at the top. But it's also then, come on Mark, work it out, just recapitulate this. It was in one of those two. 7 is the light blue digit. So 8 is the green digit, and that becomes 1. And then 1 has to be here. And here. And down in the bottom row there. And then it has to be here and here. But now we're going to get a problem, because now it has to be here in row 6, column 1, and can't be in this cell. But this cell needs a 1, because that, if it's not orange 4, it's grey 5, and that needs a 1, which it can't have. So there we go. Incredibly, it turns out orange cannot be 4 by a devious chain, and therefore orange is 5. Let's get rid of that. Highlight all of those and put in 5. That's a 2 or 3. This pinky cell is a 1 now. How many of those have I got highlighted? Just 3. They're 1s. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the pink and restore the blue. In the orange, I'm going to get rid of the orange. Now, grey is a 4. I've got loads of those. And lots, there's another one, lots of 4s, 5s and 6s are done. Nearly all of them, apart from a little 5-6 X-wing, all the 4s are done. Okay, let's get rid of the corner marks. Now, this is not done. That arrow is not done, but it was very helpful. Now this 4 needs this to be a 3. That is helpful, surely. Oh, I've lost the colour out of the 5 cell. I do like colour today. 3, 7 in the corner. That's 2, that's 3. Now that 7 is this colour, isn't it? So they are the light blue. 8 is now there. This has to be 8. Because of the top row needing an 8, that's fair enough. This digit is 9, obviously, and this is another 1. And now we are actually motoring, cooking with gas. That's a 1, that's a 1. Now we can determine we've got a 5 on the circle down here. almost done all the arrows. I think there's only this one to go suddenly. I must be nearing a finish, surely. Never found out what dingy green was this way, but never mind. We'll get there. We'll get there. That's a 7 in the top row. That fixes the central box reds. And down here we can do 8 and 9. That's easy enough now. Now we're going to have to do this arrow somehow. These stop this being 7, so that's 8 or 9. And goes here as well. And then it must go here, whatever it is. Oh, and I don't know what it is. I'm going to give it a flash of purple. And these include a 1 now. Otherwise they'd go too big. So, well, no, actually we could have just done that by Sudoku. That's very annoying. That's 2 or 3. So are those. So are these. So are these and these. Okay, I'm going to have to colour these bloomin' 2s and 3s against each other. We've got dingy is some of them. So the others can be orange. That's a dingy. Surely I'm going to find something. No. This one is orange. There. This cell sees both dingy and orange. So it's a 1. It's just bizarre, isn't it? That sees a 1 and a 3 now, so that's a 2. This is a 1-3 pair, and now the orange is a 2. Orange are glad we coloured it, says the dad joke. These dingies are 3. That's 3 in the dingy. Okay, and this digit is a 3, and now we know that we've got 9 in this pinky colour. Wow. And now surely I can finish off. 8 and 7 there. 2 and 8. That's a 1. Let's not get ahead of myself. 2 and 3. This is 8. 7, 9. 7, 8. 7, 9. 7, 9, 8. And a 1-3 combo down here. And there we go. That is the conclusion of Cleaver, which is very clever and which has cleaved my brain in 2. And it didn't help that I miscoloured 2 lines at the beginning. It didn't help that I'm not great at seeing these colour patterns. But it did help that it was a wonderful puzzle and really interesting to get one's teeth into. Very clever, Matt. Thank you for sending that. Sorry I botched it so badly early on, but I don't think there's any easy parts to that. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.